What's up YouTube, Daryl here from Z4 Games, and today I am bringing you the update to my hero deck profile. Now, to be fair, it's probably more of a Vision Hero deck profile than anything else, but the deck is still incredibly powerful, it does incredibly well, and I finally managed to get a cheeky ultimate upgrade on a certain card. So, with all of that out of the way, please smash that like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe. If you want to see more from this profile, like additional test hands, or of course some combo videos, then make sure you smash that like button. Getting it above 50 likes will unlock that for you at some point next week. With all of that out of the way, let's dive headfirst into this hero profile. So, for the Vision Heroes, we are starting off with triple Faris alongside double Vion and double Increase. Now, trust me when I say this, if this card is at 1, you'll always see it in your hand and the combo is completely dead. If the combo was special a Vision Hero from deck or hand, you'd be fine. But trust me, I have this at 2, I might not see it. I have it at 1, I almost guarantee this card will be in my hand and it ruins the entire combo. For the Elemental Heroes, and please don't, scream at me for this one, 1 Shadow Mist, 1 Liquid, 1 Stratos, and 1 Shiner Neos. Now, before you scream, why? What is wrong with you? I've actually been playing around with the deck quite a lot, and at this point is a point where I was like, I wonder if I could put the Brave Engine into this deck. Now, in theory, you can. I will show you the 10 cards at the end that gives you wiggle room for those 9 additional cards. And then if you wanted to bump this up to 42, that's where you could put Stratos up more. But the issue is, Stratos is the one card that you normal summon that will trigger an effect. So that is the one card that you will not be able to use. Everything else, you relatively don't care about. I mean, yes, your Vision Hero Vion does as well. So if you play the Brave package, your idea would be that you're going to Brave package up the plays and you need to be able to see a Vision Hero Faris, or you're going to be able to get into another card like that. Off the back of that, keep in mind as well that that's probably where you could arguably play more Shadow Mist, because you activate the Brave Engine and then you discard a card. So it acts like a Foolish Barrel of sending the Shadow Mist. So that could be where you'd probably maximize out on this, depending on what you're trying to get to. But this ratio is kind of an interesting one that I'm working with. And like I said, I'm in that balanced ground of, do I want to put the Brave Engine in here or not? I want to make sure that if I put the Brave Engine in here, it's for a reason. Now, the reason would be that this deck can auto lose to Nibiru if they drop it at the right time. Like, if they literally wait for you to go end of main phase and they drop a Nibiru on you, unless you're playing next level mind games and holding on to that Fusion Destiny, probably not by that point, you're probably going to lose your entire board and just be relying on a float of DPE. So it is something that you need to consider. It is something to look into, which is why I'm kind of considering it and playing around with it at the moment to kind of see what utility it does. Now, keep in mind as well, the Brave package itself will bait out cards such as Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre, which will then allow you to play freely using your Faris, using your Fusion Destiny, and so on and so forth. It also means that it will be the first card that you activate rather than your Fusion Destiny, and it's kind of a replacement as Fusion Destiny has now been put to 2. So that's that section of the hero lineup. The next lot is the Destiny Heroes. So we do play, obviously, double Mali, which technically is free because you keep looping it around with this guy. God, I love that card. And then the 1 Plasma alongside the 1 Dusty Gold. Like, this is, I mean, a lot of people don't play this. I don't get why. Like, you discard this, you're basically getting into a Bane. Like, Bane's insane. Ha, that rhymed. Plasma is what Plasma is. And especially if you're playing the Brave Engine, keep in mind, you put 3 cards on your board already. Well, sorry, 2, just from the Brave package itself. So it's kind of something to keep in mind. And if you already open up right, in theory, you could actually search out the Water Enchantress to then special summon that down, use it to link off or to go into Plasma, and then you get to use the Water Enchantress in the grave to search you out a right for the next turn as a follow-up. Denier and Mali are pretty straightforward and simple on that one. Like, they do what they gotta do, and they are incredibly strong and powerful. FYI, this is not the Brave version. It is something that I would like to test out and play. And like I said, I'll show you at the end the 10 cards that I would like. This is your flex engine. This is where you can probably say, if I put it to 42, am I going to keep some of these? And I want to play the Brave engine. This card changes this game, like changes this deck for me. Prosperity. especially with Fusion Destiny at 1. You have so many 1 cards that you want to be digging for, even more so with the Brave package, because you're like, right, cool, if I see a Water Enchantress off of this, if I see a Right, I've got combo plays. If I see a Faris, combo plays. If I see a Fusion Destiny, combo plays. So you're digging for 4 cards in your deck already, if you're playing it that particular version. If not, you're still then digging for your Farises, you're still digging for your Fusion Destinies, you're still then looking for the other 10 cards as well, stuff like Droplets to break boards, Talents to pull the board apart, Imperms, Ashes, Marsh Changes, you name it. There's so many different power cards that let you dodge particular hand traps like Imperms and Veilers, that this card is incredible. I'll also show you the cards that I usually banish off of this, because when you activate this, you're going with a direct route of play. You're activating it with the mindset of, this is the board I want to build, this is the board I'm going to build. If you break it, you will win, but I am going to make it incredibly hard for you to be able to break it, which is why I'm going to sacrifice so much off of the back of the Prosperity. Then, of course, triple Marsh Change, no less. This card's so good. Yes, we've got fewer kind of targets in sense, like you've only got 1 Stratos that you're going to be turning, but you still have any of your Dark Monsters. So your Mali, your Vion, anything like that, you're going to trigger them off, you're good to rock and roll. To a Hero Lives. I still don't know how I feel about this. Like, I still don't like the idea of Peri-Resi map, just because of a card like Ash Blossom. It's one of them cards, or just cards that don't care. Like, they're like, yeah, do whatever you want to do. You're going to put yourself on half the life points. Now, this is the one scenario where it works out incredibly well with the Brave package, because obviously you activate this, you get your Stratos gives you the search, and then your other normal summon is not going to be a normal summon to help extend your combos in the sense that you're going to want to activate its effect on the field. It's going to be a card that you want to activate the effect in the graveyard, or you're putting it on the board just as additional fodder in order to get into your Link monsters. So it's great for that way, quite like the Cosmo engine. This acts like the E-Telly, but it's a very heavy, costly E-Telly as well. Then, look at this beautiful ultra. I love this. Like, I just love how this is one of the best ultis that I think Konami have done, just for the general design. But 2 Fusion Destiny, it's at 2, sad days. If it was limited, I mean, they did all they could for this particular card. They said, it locks you in a Dark Heroes. The issue is, it probably should have said the whole turn. Like, rather than the rest of the turn, it should have said the whole turn, and then this wouldn't be as splashable as it was. So, would have loved to have it, see how it goes from there. 1 Miracle Fusion, 1 Poly, give me ulti. 1 Dark Calling, give me foil. And then 1 Rotor. Like, the only upgrade on Rotor is a Collector's Rare, which I do have. I just think that the secret looks amazing. Yeah, all straightforward on this one. The only one I'm missing is a Foolish Burial on this as well. It's probably something that I could arguably be putting in, and that's your search off the back of Shadow Mist. But ultimately, I don't want to do that. Like, yes, I can Foolish Burial your Mali. There are other ways to get Mali to the graveyard as well. And this is what I'm saying, that because I'm in this mindset and constantly thinking about putting the Brave Engine in here, I need to put that in here, test it, see if it actually works and has a decent amount of synergy, and then kind of step back and see if it's worth it. Speaking of the Brave package, what are the cards that I would swap out for it? Well, it's going to be your basic hand trap lineup. So with this deck, there are pretty much 10 flex spots, and I'm amazed with this particular version how I've managed to find 10 flex spots. But you're either going to go with a hand trap lineup, it can be a 2, 2, and 2, or in this scenario, a 3 and 3. You could maximize your droplets, but 2 seems to work nice for me, because if I open up multiples, it really sucks. Double, triple tactics, and the 1 call by. Now, I know this is a bit of a clash with the Prosperity, but the way I see it is, if I've activated the Prosperity and I get into Talents, going second, my opponent is then not going to want to activate anything, because I'm just going to steal it with Talents. Going first, if I see this off of Prosperity and I've already got my combo pieces, then the only reason I'm going to activate this is if my opponent tries to activate a hand trap, I'm going to rip one from their hand. I'm going to make sure that their turn is starting with 3 cards, and then they'll draw for turn to make it 4 cards. But by that point, I'm going to make sure that I'm getting into stuff like Droplets, I'm getting into stuff like Imperms or Ashes, or the Brave package, which already is an Omni Negate straight away. So just imagine that you get the Brave piece already, you activate Prosperity, you take the Talents, straight away it puts your opponent on the back burner, because they're like, right, okay, well, if I Ghost Ogre the Fateful Adventure, they're just going to see my hand, get full knowledge, and rip a card from it. So this is why I'm saying this is the 10 flex spots. I would arguably not include Droplets. I would say Droplets definitely stays in the main deck. And then Call by the Grave obviously stays in there as well, in my opinion. So this is an 8-card engine. Straight away, the Brave token is a 9-card engine. I would put that in there, put the deck up to 41, and then you could arguably say, right, well, Droplet goes up to 3. So entirely up to you on your play style. Like I said, this is a bit more reserved. This is a bit more kind of, let's see how the deck is operating in general right now, and then let's consider the Brave package. Moving on to the extra deck, well, I'll start off with the targets that I would send off of Prosperity. So the first one I would send is the Adoration. The second is going to be Dystopia because I'll be going for DPE. The third would be Trinity if I feel that I've got enough to be pushing for gain the next turn. Because like I said, once you activate the Prosperity, you're committing that you're looking for that final combo piece to finish everything off. Arguably, you could consider getting rid of Dangerous as well. It's one of another flex spot alongside your Hero Blast. And then you'd be looking at cutting either your second Cross Crusader or your second Dark Claw. So you've definitely got flex spots that you're like, right, cool, Prosperity, I don't really care. This is where I'm going to go for. Speaking of the seconds of as well, while this gets a little bit messy, we've got the second Cross Crusader, the second Dark Claw, the one Wonder Driver, the one Decimator. I really, really like Decimator. Just being able to boost all of your weaker monsters as well really, really causes your opponent a lot of issues because they forget about it. And they're like, yeah, cool, attack it. And then you've also got Shining Neos to back you up as well. And then finally, of course, you've got your Bane, you got your DPE, you got your Sunrise Czar, and then you got your Absolute. Now, obviously, off the back of this, again, it's entirely up to you if you want to put Acid in here. Like I said, there's a lot of flex spot at the top. But what I like with this extra deck is it gives me the options that I want. So if I'm locked into only being able to summon Dark Heroes, I can make Adoration. But Adoration is the biggest flex spot. It's something that, you know, 9 out of 10 I'm banishing straight away without even thinking about it. You've got this, which is basically just a Master Change target off the back of a Stratos, which, depending on your playstyle and your strategy, that can adapt as well. Stratos' ideal play is to get to your Faris. Or if you're not getting to your Faris, you're getting to the other piece that you need to discard for the Faris. And that's where Shadow Mist, Foolish Burial kind of comes in. And the Brave token, Deck Fin, Dig In, Prosperity, you name it, it gets to what you need it to be. And that's it. I would like to say it's short, sweet and simple. I hope I've explained it well enough. Like I said, if you want to see the Brave version, I don't know if that means the dog agrees or not. If you want to see the Brave version, then just let me know in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to bring it to you. Obviously, it already takes a very expensive deck up an additional notch on the Rip My Wallet counter. But there are certain decks, Heroes, Synchrons, and Dark Magician, obviously Dark Magician being top, that I would bend over backwards to make sure that I get the rarities because I thoroughly enjoy the decks. I enjoy the decks, I enjoy the playstyles, I loved it through the anime, and it's just kind of working that way. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. The dog is saying... I think that's dog speak for stay safe and happy dueling.